Yo, F what you heard. You already know what it is. It's your boy Isaiah, aka IV, and you have just tapped in to episode 74 of Cuzzo-OP. I am not the host for this today's episode. I'm actually going to defer to the co-host, to my cousin, to my brother. Introduce yourself, bro.
We got Willie, also known as Arrow. And yeah, you're not the host, but it makes sense for you to start this episode. Why? Because happy birthday, bro. Today's your birthday.
Thank you, my G.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, bro. I appreciate that. I'm 29, bro. I'm coming up on my 30s. That's kind of crazy.
29, bro. That's wild, bro. That's craziness.
That's insane.
That's a wild thing to think about. Yeah, man. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You know, we alive. We here, 2024. And we were thinking to ourselves, like, yo, we need something to celebrate this day because it falls on a Friday. So we're like, how can we just celebrate today? Let's just do a Q&A. It's been a really long time since we did those. And we said we were going to try to minimize when we do them. And so today just felt right. Let's have a fun time. You know, nothing too crazy. So
I agree. Not to mention it's the halfway point of the year. You know what I mean? It's a good time to do it, get a vibe. Those who are not familiar with the way a Q&A works here at Cuzzo-OP, we send out a nice little form to the fan base, to the people who listen to us, to the people who, even if they just listen to one episode a year, like, we want to hear what you think about what we got going on and participate. So we're going to go through some answers to this form that got sent out. I have no idea what these answers say at all. Arrow is the only one that's taking a peek. But yeah, let's jump on in. It'll be a real fun episode today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I mean, we got some great questions here that I'm excited to get into. Movies, TV, games. So, and even one that's more generic. But listen, we want to thank the people that have sent in questions because they're actually really fun. Like, they're not just, what's your favorite kind of food? You know, we've had what 3 foods you may want forever, and that's fun. Not just what's your favorite.
Yeah, you know, we get so creative.
There's thought into these. So, I mean, look, we just going to run through them all and have a good time. If you want to answer some of these, feel free to answer them in the YouTube comments, you know. So, we're going to start off with our first question, which asks, why are we so dedicated to Cuzzo-OP?
Dang. That's a real question right there.
Yeah. And I'm going to let you go first, birthday boy.
I think we're dedicated because it's not even about y'all, to be honest, respectfully. This is always about, hey, what would it be like for us to set up a space to have the conversations that we were always having? Willie and I have always shared thoughts on entertainment culture, and very much have been at the initial points of playing a certain type of video game or enjoying a certain type of content. So it just feels like this is a extension of our relationship, to be honest with you. But when we wrap it all nice and we put a nice little cover art on there and get to the production side and play around with the editing, I think we're also dedicated to the creativity of that process too. Big believer, me personally, in you take the time to do something well and do it right, there's going to be a way that skill is transferable in other areas of your life too. You know what I mean? We just did an episode on The Bear. Season 3 just started yesterday, came out yesterday, or actually 2 days ago now. And in the kitchen, they dedicated to the whole process, even keeping that kitchen clean. I think we see Cuzzo-OP similarly, man. They're just beautiful parts of the process that we are dedicated to. And that's my long-winded answer. You feel me? But I'll slide it over to you, bro. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like what you said. How do we keep conversations continuing as we get older? You know, as tastes change and we watch different things, we come together and we're like, yo, let's talk about it. And for me, especially recently, it's felt like there's a lot of, when it comes to entertainment, I want to say negativity that's put out there in ways that aren't okay. You know what I mean? I think like critics and everything, you know, when you deliver the information that you're critiquing properly, it's good. It's a great thing. We're losing that.
Yeah.
We're losing that. And so for the good, the bad, the ugly, all of that, we try to come here and do things the way that we feel like they should be done because we're not finding it in other spaces. And it's just fun. You know, it's been fun putting myself through a marathon of films that I know we wanted to talk about, or watching TV shows that I'll get to eventually. No, let me get to them now.
Right.
Let me go out to the movies more, because I know at the end of the year we're going to be doing a 2024 movie episode, and so I want to make sure I got as much as possible. I'm walking into theaters watching movies whose trailers I didn't even see it. This is the first thing I'm seeing while I'm sitting on my seat with my soda and my popcorn or whatever else I may have. So
you tapped in, bro.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah. So
tapped in.
Cuzzo-OP has been a creative exploration and entertainment exploration for me, and it's been really fun to just go back and forth and invite people into our space as well that sometimes may not always come into our space, like our grandmother or my father. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, man, it's been a ton of reasons. That's the long-winded answer there too. Because it's connected to everything else we do. It's a product of the way we're connected to our family, our friends, our world. So that's why we're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, up next we have, do either of you consider yourselves to be a cinephile?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think in some ways, some people, it's funny because I know there are people who are way more of a cinephile than I will ever be. There's a spectrum. But I also know there are a lot of people who do not watch a film or TV or anything that has to do with consuming media the way that I do. It's almost like once you've done it, you can't go back. And sometimes that's what's great about Cuzzo-OP too, branching back to the first question. Like, Cuzzo-OP has raised my taste and raised and elevated my standard on like what's great and what's not great. And I think cinephiles can be snobby in that regard. Respectfully, that community can be kind of snobby about what they consume. I just think I take a cinephile's approach to all things while still trying to hold on to that stance loosely. That's how I would answer that question.
Okay. I'm going to go the complete opposite of your answer, to be honest. And I'm going to say you and I, maybe even more me, even though I don't necessarily display it as so, are what the real definition of a cinephile is. Not what has become the perverted definition of the word with people online acting snobby like they're better than everyone because they do this and they know this and they live this and they live it. Nah, bro, I could go to the movies 3 times a week for AMC with my little plus pass, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I deserve to have the better opinion over a movie over someone just because I do that. You know what I mean? The cinephile nature is to treat the movie as more than just art, but to study it, to find its weaknesses and strengths through the editing and the sound design. We talk about all of these things here. And so my answer is the word has become perverted, and I believe I am true to that original definition of the word.
I agree. Because when it comes to film theory and when it comes to film depiction and just breakdown and criticism, I think we meet all those standards in a way that, yeah, you're right, is a optimistic, a light, a positive voice. So yeah, I would agree, big time. And y'all must agree too, unless you just don't want a lot of drama. But if you listening to Cuzzo-OP, you obviously don't, because we're not over here trying to start. We're not Twitter. We're not you scrolling on X. You know what I mean? It's different. It's a little different. So, but that's a good question. Whoever asked that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna shift focus a little bit, and we're gonna go into what cult classic film do you think deserves more recognition? I have my answer.
Nah, yeah, you go first, because that's kind of a hard question to just hear for the first time, low key.
I'm gonna consider this a cult classic straight up. Clue. You know the board game.
Oh yeah.
You know the video games online or you're on your mobile phone that they let you do that now. But the movie, it's a cult classic, even with all the big name actors in it. You know what I mean? It's just there. It's there. Yeah, there's other versions of the movie that have come out before and after. The whodunit mystery, Rian Johnson has been making a comeback with that genre for 2 movies now. We got a third one dropping a bunch of cast earlier this year.
Absolute.
But Clue is just OG, even if it's not the OG. I feel like it's the one that did it right, and people don't recognize it because it's the board game.
Yeah,
But I
not
think
for sure.
people need to watch Clue, bro. It's silly, and it's a reason why it's parodied in the weird spaces like Family Guy or the 100th episode of Psych parodying Clue,
That's
bringing
facts.
3 of the cast members from the movie onto the show. So
That's
Clue
actually
would
so
be my
true.
answer.
Shout outs to Psych, man. Freaking Psych. I love Psych.
It's amazing how we have done 74 episodes of Cuzzo-OP and not once dedicated an episode to Psych yet. But you know why? Because we're waiting for that 4th movie, bro.
I want to like wait for a reason, but I'm also down to go back because I've been starting to watch them again, to be honest. All right, in regards to this, I would say it's hard, you know, because I even feel like when it comes to cult classic, that's becoming more subjective in certain ways. I think like one of the ones that I would think of immediately is Blade Runner. And I feel like Blade Runner can get shit sometimes. It can really get shit sometimes, especially from younger audiences currently. I feel like if younger audiences went and watched Blade Runner, they would actually get like a really cool depiction into where we're headed as a future. You know what I mean? We got an episode 77 from Cuzzo-OP coming up not too far from now, where we're going to dive into a video game called Cyberpunk 2077. And I like futuristic stuff like that because I think it's on some Black Mirror type timing. And I think it paints this picture of who we are as people and where we can go if we're not held accountable and if we're not real with ourselves about how yucky we can be on the inside. And I think that's why I like Blade Runner so much. When Blade Runner, what was it, 2099 came out, I felt like that was an awesome opportunity where people were going back to watch that old classic. You know what I mean? Even me, I had only seen pieces at that time. And then once I saw it in leading up to that movie coming out, I've watched it multiple times since then, digging deeper into it and realizing that a lot of people really don't understand how good this is. It's slept on OD. There's literally like the same thing Nolan would do at the end of a movie. Like what really happened? It was the top really, was it a dream? Was it? Blade Runner has one of those. Blade Runner has one of those concepts, one of those I left the theater talking about this kind of thing. So go back and watch it. If you've never seen it, go back and watch it. If you thought it was whack, go back and watch it. I really do recommend that. That would be my answer. Slept on.
Right. I'll go back and watch it, bro. I'll go back and watch it just for you, bro.
It's long, but it's
worth
worth
I didn't very much care for the movie.
I liked it.
All right. Well, now we have if one Funko Pop could be given to you for free right now, what would it be? Now, I'm wondering if this is asking of the ones that exist or ones that don't exist that maybe we would want. So I'm going to take the fun answer and say I need a psych wave of pops.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
I need
that'd be sick.
Sean, Gus, Juliet, Lassiter, Karen, and Sean's dad.
Yeah.
That's wave one. That'd be my answer.
That would be so tough. I like that a lot. Damn, bro. That's hard. I think one that definitely I'm pretty sure does exist that I would want, especially just to have here in the room. If it does exist, I don't know if it does or not, is Geralt from Witcher. Absolutely. I would like one of that in my room. I just don't have it. I haven't gone out of my way to go find it and purchase it. But one of the ones that should exist, I'm just on this timer right now, but I need Carmi from the Bear. Just Carmi from the Bear smoking a cigarette. That would
That's a great answer. The Carmi one.
You have the Witcher one in there? Don't lie to me.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere in my bookcase right behind me.
Why you even have that when you don't even play the game, bro? Slide that over here, my
cool,
G.
bro.
What are we doing?
Cool. You know what? I'll send it over to you. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I appreciate that.
So now we have who is your favorite TV protagonist? Anything goes, animation included. Protagonist. We hear that word and we know what it means, and yet sometimes I'm like, do I have to pick someone who has an antagonist? Can I just pick a main character? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna hear your answers for this first.
Dang, that's hard. A TV show protagonist? Dang, that's tough. It's hard to do these. It's hard to do these without knowing the questions ahead of time because then you have a lot of recency bias. You know.
That's true.
Um.
But it keeps us honest, bro. You know what I'm saying? You could drop the recency and then think,
Yeah. I think. One of my favorite protagonists is actually one that was an antagonist for a good amount of the show, and it would be definitely Zuko. I would say Zuko, hands down. I just think Zuko's arc, like we've talked about this year, is immaculate. It's an immaculate arc. Yeah, there's nothing you could tell me. But that's on a cartoon level. If I had to get super, like we'll get some real stuff, I would say, there's a character from A Million Little Things. That's the guy who actually plays Sean Spencer from Psych, James Roday, aka James Rodriguez. I'm pretty sure he changed his name back, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's Rodriguez now.
Good. He plays a character named Gary, and I very much love Gary from A Million Little Things. He's definitely one of my favorite protagonists. I'm not saying he's a perfectly written character, but in terms of what he stands for and what he brings to that show, a lot of what he goes through in his life, I like how he maneuvers through it. And I go from a Zuko who shoots fire out of his hands and was dealing with family trauma and ultimately redeemed himself to not be an antagonist, to a Gary who experiences life in really hard ways and helps his friends to get through it. That's why I like Gary as a character. So those would be my two answers today, for sure. But if I have more time,
right. I'm gonna give you 4 answers. All right.
Damn.
I'm quick, bro. Ready? Aang.
Oh yeah.
Love Aang.
Of course.
Love Aang.
Of course.
Just everything we've spoken about in our Avatar episode. I got a Funko of him right here on my desk, bro. He's not even like anywhere up there, bro. He's on my desk.
That's real.
Live action, Walter White. He is fantastic.
Absolute.
Jimmy McGill from Better Call Saul may even be better than Walter White if you really sit down and look at the journey. And my last one, which I seem to just have dropped out of nowhere.
It's not even in.
So
anymore. It's not even in.
It disappeared, bro, because you judged me. You judged me for the 4, bro.
Nah, you
Sean Spencer.
Nah, you
It's
can't
Sean
say
Spencer,
no
bro.
Sean Spencer, bro.
Yes, I can.
Yo, I think a Psych episode is impending. It's on its way.
Always is, bro.
It really is.
Always is. Sean Spencer, bro. When I feel like, again, if you sit down and you watch Psych, and then you just think about me, I feel like you can understand. Sean in both the good ways and the bad ways and all that other shit.
Oh, also then I'll add another one. Just throw it on top. Bro, Harvey Specter from Suits. Oh my gosh, one of the best protagonists. Also, very complex character.
Right.
Come on, USA. They do.
Rick Grimes. So, up next, we have top 5 anime characters. Now, I know as a fact that you need to think about that for a few minutes.
Top 5 is also crazy.
Top 5 is also crazy, and we also got to understand that some of these answers aren't necessarily like, they're not written in stone. They're not.
Yeah, you're not going to get them in order. I'm just going to give you 5 randos that are in the top for me for sure. That's what you're getting.
That's fair. This is a conversation I actually had recently, so I'm just going to pull up my answers that I had dropped at that time. So I have somewhere here. Number 1 is Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. Still to this day, all versions. I'm not gonna pick the little one. I'm just gonna say Trunks. Even though like I recognize he's nowhere near like the top of the universe in terms of who was written. We got his dad and Gohan and Trunks. Levi from Attack on Titan he's super dope.
Dang, you
Commander
stole one of mine. I
Irvin.
hate you so much.
Commander Irvin from Attack on Titan also. He's up there. He's the top. Gojo from JJK. He's something about him, bro. He's just so interesting. The way he's just so non-caring. Like, he is the strongest. But he's just like, whatever. He be making jokes. He'll be walking in a room and putting on his student slippers and then walking out of the room without saying anything, cracking jokes. And then as soon as he needs to lock in, he's the most dangerous person around. Like, it's amazing how when he shows up, everybody just feels a little bit of relief because they're like, oh my god, Gojo's here. I'm chilling, bro. I'm alive. They don't even worry about me anymore. So last, I'm at a tie right now between Kento Nanami from JJK as well as Todo from JJK, because there was just this episode of JJK that I watched that I was like jumping out of my seat yelling, and I don't even think JJK is all that, straight up. But I'll have to talk about that someone.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have that conversation because JJK kind of go crazy in my opinion, but
we gonna have to talk about that. But Todo goes crazy. That's my current top 5.
I'm not gonna copy you on the Levi, even though Levi's definitely one of my favorites. Like for sure.
Levi's 2. Vegeta's also top 5, he's but just boss, recency, like we talked about.
Boss level. I'll start with DBZ since you just said Vegeta. Gohan for sure. I think Gohan, come on. Just a very also complex character, but that cell, come on, bro. That dude is crazy. Ooh. To take all that greatness and just man. Solo Leveling, my boy Sung. If you haven't seen Solo Leveling, you need to tap in as soon as possible. That is the latest anime I've watched. Recency bias. But that boy, woo, what he be fighting through, what he been through. I like those stories. If you haven't heard the story that you need to see here from IV today at this Q&A is I like the ones when a guy got to overcome something and get through crazy stuff. Sung crazy with it. Kirito from SAO, Sword Art Online. That was also one of my favorite, like when people ask me, which I'm pretty sure I'm on wax saying this for here at Cuzzo-OP. It's one of those ones where you trying to get into anime, you should definitely watch that show. Kirito go crazy. He get the girl. He goes wild in the video game. He's just, love him. David from Edge Runners, Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Love David. You know, it's interesting because that could be like a normal TV show too. It could be like a live action TV show if it wanted to, with the way those characters are really written. But I just love David for what he represents in that cyberpunk world. Talk to us in 2077. Talk to us on episode 77. You'll hear some more about that. Lastly, I gotta say L, bro. L from Death Note. Death Note, I'm not talking about no Nat Wolf movie. I'm talking about the OG anime. L, the detective, is so tough, dude. He's such a deep thinker, and the way he and Light go back and forth with each other throughout the whole show, it makes the show. So definitely love L. And those would be my 5. Yeah, Sung, Kirito, David, Gohan, L. Yeah.
Okay. Kirito from Sword Art Online, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, up next, we've got Fortnite or Call of Duty, and then in parentheses, or Roblox.
So I was thinking about this the other night, right? Because I've been running this new season in Fortnite where they got the whip, they're trying to bite off Mad Max and get the road war going on. I like Fortnite because of this. Whenever I play Fortnite and I'm really in the mix of it, like I'm actually in it, like enjoying it, peak, like 100% connecting with what's going on, I'm always in this place of like, man, this game is like a video game. Like it's just a video game I could tap into at any point and I can have fun and you never know what's going to happen. You know, my boy could drive the car off the cliff and we could all die. I could get sniped. I could be the one sniping. I just love Fortnite for that. Call of Duty as of late, bro, I'm just disillusioned from the idea of Call of Duty. And I am good at Call of Duty. I need y'all to understand this. Like, I will play a first-person shooter and be in the top of the team. Like, I play well. It's just as of late, it's like there's nothing they're doing that's making me be like, oh, I really want to run Call of Duty. So that's where I'm at right now. I think I actually would take Fortnite over Call of Duty at this point in time in the gamer in the lifespan of my gaming, I'd say. But what about you? What you think?
I mean, once Fortnite rolled up on the scene, it's been that since for me.
Yeah.
I've been into Call of Duty Warzone. I've been online with just enjoying time, playing Search and Destroy, but Fortnite just has too much that even with me not necessarily enjoying this Mad Max season as much as others, they dropped Fortnite Reloaded earlier this week, and duos and trios, and that's just amazing that they could just drop that in the middle of their season and say, yo, we're going on summer break, but enjoy this. And it hit 1 million players within 5 hours. Like, for me to be enjoying my time on Fortnite. Now, for me, Fortnite is that enjoyable time. Depending on who you play with,
Of
things
course.
can get serious.
Always.
But I like the enjoyability of it. Doesn't ever feel too hard. You know when the game is gonna end. Is gonna end 22 minutes or before. And I don't necessarily think it's difficult. I mean, I think there is skill gaps with players that have been playing for years, but it's not like
Yeah, you could pick up and go type deal.
right. But I respect Call of Duty for still remaining that you want to shoot, you get on that game and shoot straight up.
There's no game like Call of Duty with gunplay that's moving gunplay the way it's moving it. But I'm just at a point, bro, where it's like your omnidirectional movement is not the kicker for me no more. Want to know why? Because when Black Ops came out and I got the dolphin dive, that was that then. You know what I mean? Like, it's just when Advanced Warfare came out and I was moving like the dudes from Elysium, shout out Matt Damon, and I got the exo suit with the, that was that. But like these days, bro, I just, Call of Duty's kind of under attack too, bro. If you think about it, there's a lot of these first-person games. We were talking about this when we were talking about Summer Games Fest. There's a lot of first-person games coming out in the next, like, 90 days.
You also just got to think about how much more can be progressed. And I think we talked a little about that also in terms of just systems and gaming in general. Like, how far is the limit before that it's done? And now we just need to accept this is where gaming will be for a while,
Big
you know? So who knows? Who knows how that will go? All right. Well, next question is, if you had to make a Telltale game about something, what would it be?
That's a great question.
I'm going to give you two answers. Maybe even three.
Go.
Easy answer is a Star Wars game. Would love to see Telltale tackle the Star Wars franchise. That's simple. You understand my reasonings. Next. A new DC property. We know they did 2 seasons of the Batman game, and we know that they picked up the license again. They haven't announced that they're doing anything with it. But maybe it'd be cool to get a Superman game in there and then a Justice League. Why not?
Justice League would be cool. I wouldn't lie. That'd be cool.
Right. It'd be pretty cool. And then my fake third option, I mean, maybe just instead of decision-based games as we know them for, you know, similar to their old style with Back to the Future for the most part.
Yes.
Pick up The Walking Dead again. Maybe bring some of the comics to life. You know, you've have that universe already critically acclaimed. You know, I don't think the Michonne game they made was as great as the other 4, but why not? You've already connected the universe. I mean, but they said the final season, so that's just me wishful thinking, you know. How about you?
I had one and then I just lost it, of course, but I know for sure I definitely would bite off of you, but I'll get more specific when it comes to Star Wars. I would want a new Jedi story. Like I would want a new Jedi that we have not met. And I don't really know if I like would specify a particular age. I mean, maybe it would be more kind of like earlier in the timeline, maybe late timeline. I don't know. Then I think this is much more general. Right now, there's a lot of conversations about PS2 classics, PS3 classics, you know, like Sly Cooper, you know, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Ratchet and Clank, these oldies. I actually would love if Telltale went back and did something with one of those franchises so that there's a nostalgia factor. If you did a Sly Cooper Telltale game and you have me, you know, having to achieve, you know, stealing something through the Telltale story and having these loved characters I grew up with playing as come back, you know, Bentley do a little something with the wheelchair, or you do a hacking mini game on some Batman type time. Like they could do a lot in any of those spaces, any of those oldies. I would love that. That would definitely be fire. Last thing is, can you give me Wolf Among Us season 2? The F is wrong. Like, what's going on with y'all? What's going on?
Bro, you ain't see the article a month ago that said that they're finally in production.
I don't care. Hurry up. Me and my wife been waiting a long time. Or should I say my wife and I? Damn.
Hey, bro. You can go play some of the other games you missed while you wait.
It's not the same.
Well, it's funny that you brought up old franchises because we have a question here that said, if you could bring back any old video game franchise with a new installment, which one would it be? And what changes or improvements would you make to it? You want me to go first?
I got two. One is Ratchet and Clank. Like Ratchet and Clank has a game called Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked, and I would want a Deadlocked 2. I would want because the reason why Deadlock was fire was because it was cooperative. It was the only Ratchet and Clank that was cooperative. I feel like having a co-op game would be so sick. Would love to see another one of that. And I know Insomniac has that license very locked up, nice and tight, but Insomniac is also very busy with a ton of other things. So I don't know. It would just be cool. It would kind of be on some Arkham Origins, like just just like another studio that you rock with, that you'd be like, we give you a cosign, go take this for a spin, since it's kind of like a little on the side type. I would rock with that OD. Any game, bro, any game being remade of these old platformers where there was parkour, like Prince of Persia, in a third person fashion, bro. I want some third person co-op. It doesn't have to be co-op, but at least give me some third person parkour that look good, bro. That I don't have to have a freaking PC to play somebody's little passion project because they're wondering why there's no third person parkour games in the world. Like, all those old platformers were fire because of this puzzle mechanic of like jumping over things. Doing that with friends would be really fun. That's just how I feel. Those would be my answers.
All right. Well, for me, bro, I mean, it's been 10 years and I want a new Infamous. You know, Ghost of Tsushima popped off and Sucker Punch said, that's it for us. And I'm just kind of like, bro, we are on the PlayStation 5 now. And your last game was at the very beginning, first year drop of the PS4. You telling me there's nothing that you can think of that you can do with this new technology? I think a new Infamous game right now would be one of the greatest if done right.
Yeah.
Just using the technology that they have available now. Look what they were able to do with Second Sons with the PS4 at its earliest point in time.
You know what, bro? That's the answer to my question when it comes to the parkour, like, and the platforming. Like, I'm not saying there was, legit parkour happening, but they could implement that in an Infamous game, and it could go kind of crazy.
Right. The improvement side, bro. Just, you think about the fact that, like, it was really simple in the old games. Let's take it up a notch. Use what you've done with Ghost to go hard on Infamous. Yeah. Which is why I like Naughty Dog's way of doing gaming versus someone like Sucker Punch. Because Sucker Punch seems to take it and go with one franchise at a time. Sly Cooper, all right, next Infamous, all right, next Ghost. Whereas Naughty Dog will say, yo, let's do Uncharted. All right, now let's do The Last of Us. Oh, what could we take from The Last of Us and bring to Uncharted? All right, boom, now what could we take from Uncharted and bring to The Last of Us? You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that a lot. So Infamous would be my easy answer to that question.
That's fire. That's a great answer.
Yeah. If you could only watch one director's filmography for the rest of your life, whose would it be and why?
Christopher Nolan. There's no why. You go listen to the episode. It came out last year. I feel like you want emotions? You got it. You want your mind blown? You got it. The cinephile in me wants to be having an itch scratched? I got it. I want something to talk about? I got it. Something to ponder on? I got it. Something that makes me want to be a better person? I got it. Something inspiring? I got it. He got it all. He really got it all. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it's like a good and unfortunate thing at the same time, bittersweet, that some people are just now realizing with him winning this Oscar from Oppenheimer that he's really one of the GOATs forever. There's still people who look at me when I say this in a conversation with them. Nah, Christopher Nolan's the GOAT. They'd be like, you're wilding, bro. You're tripping.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm going to give you 3 answers. Chris Nolan, I explained it.
You have to pick one.
But listen. No. But listen, there's a reason why. Because I think you've already said Chris Nolan, so I can't just take your Chris Nolan answer. Because my first answer would be George Lucas, because I just get to watch 6 Star Wars movies. The end. I love Star Wars. I'm good. Chris Nolan was the variety factor, but you said it, so I'm going to have to pick a different guy. Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, you got options. A
lot of options. Yeah. And Ready Player One's there.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
Ta-da. I'm cheating because Ready Player One gives me a little bit of everybody else.
Yeah, facts. You did cheat. You found a portal. You found a loophole.
Hey, what a guy, that guy. If you could bring back any TV show that was canceled too soon, which one would it be?
There's a show called Persons Unknown that came out a long time ago in the 2010s or maybe even earlier, about people who just wake up and they living in this random town. It's very like, what's it called? It's like WandaVision-y in the sense of like, where are we? What's going on? Why? How did we get here? Who put us here? What's the story? That show went crazy. They had one long season that was mad good. And it was one of those shows where it's like, it wasn't like it was whack from the beginning and you had to kind of stick with it. It was good from the first episode to the end. I don't know how it didn't get renewed. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So I'd definitely say bring that bad boy back. I think it would go hard today.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my answer is the greatest television show of all time, because it's not. But it was a super fun show, and it only lasted one season. And I understand the show it spinned off of, more successful and all those other things. Yeah, I didn't care for that show like that. I like the spinoff that got canceled. The Finder.
Yeah, The Finder go crazy.
The Finder. And, I mean, unfortunately, if it were to happen nowadays, like, it would just, we've had an actor that was a main that passed away, Michael Clark Duncan, but the show was just fun. It was like what I would imagine Psych to be in the multiverse, where it's like, oh, this dude just has a different kind of itch that he needs to scratch, but it's cool the way he goes about doing it, and you actually believe that it's possible the way he does it.
Speaking of,
and just the concept of the criminal that likes to break into areas to find things, he has a lawyer as his right-hand man that tells him, all right, here's all the things you'll get in trouble for if you do that. Do you want to do that? And he's like, I'm gonna risk it. All right. Boom. I missed The Finder, and I haven't even watched it in years because it just sucks knowing that it was canceled, especially knowing where it ended off. They could have brought it back to Bones. What happened there? They could have.
They had the actor pop up in a recent Guy Ritchie film called The Covenant, with Jake Gyllenhaal. He popped up, and I was like, "Oh, that's fire! Good to see you." And then it took me back and it put me in my bag. But what I was gonna ask you is, have you ever seen the TV show Limitless? Based off of,
you told me to watch the movie and the show, and I still have not done it.
The movie gas, like you have to watch the movie.
You know what? I'll watch it today.
You should,
because it's your birthday.
You'll love it.
I will.
You'll love it.
I got you.
But there's a TV show. There's a TV show based off of, and it's a spinoff, but it also has connection to the movie itself, and it's literally a serialized Finder type of vibe of like, you know, this guy takes a pill, it opens up his mind, it allows him to see and do things better. And his partner and his crush is an FBI agent, and they have to solve. He's a consultant that helps solve cases in New York City. So you def got to see it. You def got to watch it. I don't know where you could watch that show. I don't know if it's on Amazon or what, but
I got my ways.
Yeah, you'll
bro.
find it. You'll figure it out.
Bro.
Limitless the movie and Limitless the TV show for sure.
All right, so. If you could choose any video game character to have as a friend in real life, who would it be and why?
Kratos. I would want Kratos to be my boy. And it's because I know he'd keep it a stack with me. And he'd be like, you suck. But then at the same time, and I'm talking about Kratos now, not Kratos then. I'm talking about Kratos right now. I feel like when it comes to like life's battles and the difficulties and the stuff you're trying to be better at and become better on the other end of, he's one of those guys I want in my corner, spitting game. And if it goes to blows, I know we're not losing. I know we're not losing no matter what. So I would love Kratos to be the homie for sure.
Marcus Phoenix.
That's a good one. It's a good one.
I'm thinking Nathan Drake. Nah, he lies to his wife.
He lies. It was a complex situation, bro. His past popped up. He never even told his wife he had a brother.
In every one of those games, even before they were married, he lied to her.
Yeah.
He lies to Sully.
Yeah.
He
be slippery, bro. He a slippery cat.
Right, and I'm okay with that, bro. You know.
He got what?
So yeah, Marcus. Marcus is real, bro. Because even when he's not messing with you, if you're doing what's right, he'll follow you. You know what I mean? He's just a stubborn asshole. I'm like, all right, bro, I'll take it, bro. Marcus Phoenix is a great ally to have, to be fair.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of people could look at the president of the country and tell them to go fuck themselves while standing in their office, and them just have to look at him and be like,
That joke
okay.
was so baller, bro. You gotta know to know, though. If you don't know, you don't know.
Right. If you had the ability to make an Assassin's Creed about a certain time period, what time period would you pick?
It wouldn't be the time period that Ghost of Tsushima has knocked out the park. I'll tell you that. I think I would pick. That's twofold. I'll go back in time. Yeah, man. I think I would really appreciate like more realism. Like I think it would be cool to do maybe like a civil rights like civil war type story. That'd be kind of stupid. And it would be very, very polarizing in this day and age. I recognize that. The window for that to have occurred was probably back then. But that'd be kind of fire. Like a Civil War soldier era fighting for the North, slipping behind enemy lines, Templars running the South, trying to keep slavery alive in a Confederate manner. That would be kind of tough. I would play the crap out of that for sure. I think. And like I said in my Assassin's Creed episode, the kids would be learning. We'd be seeing hundreds in the U.S. history class, 100p, just like when AC3 came out. My other answer would be now. I want one now. I want a futuristic version of assassins that, you know, a lot of people believe in the Illuminati. You know what I mean? They really do think that exists. I'm not saying I do or I don't. I'm just letting you know people do. So it would be cool to create some sort of play off of that, where there's like some shadowy organization that exists via the Templars pulling strings and high levels, and there being this behind enemy lines, low key ninja level secret agent Assassin's Creed. That'd be tough. Like, and put me in a city that's gas. Like, I don't even want New York City. I think I would want something like Chicago. I would want something like give me a, you know, like I need something like that. That would be very tough. That would be my answers.
All right. I would take a after World War II, maybe America, South America, type game. Like start the game off in World War II, but have it progress afterwards. You know, maybe, you know, talk about how Templars were in charge of, you know, World War II stuff, and when all that gets dissolved, where do they spread, and how does that happen? You know, I'm thinking about all the places where we visited in Assassin's Creed, and especially South America is rarer. It's on the rarer end of, you know, we've been in the Caribbean, we've had Puerto Rico in the game, we've had New York, Boston, we've been onto the other side of the world, we've been to Africa, we've been to even Russia in the Chronicle games. So that could be cool, or even the Vietnam War. You know, something like that. That would be cool. So those are my answers. Those are my answers to that question. I think it'd be interesting. They need to bring back like making their cool modernized assassin weaponry.
Yes, I love that. That's one of my favorite parts about those games.
Is Timothée Chalamet a better actor than Tom Holland? Yes, no question.
Oh yeah, what are we talking about? Have you seen Beautiful Boy? You stupid dummy. What the heck is wrong with y'all?
But it's a great 3-part question. Has Tom Holland officially been reduced to a typecast? Because we've seen some people try to do stuff with him, but it just hasn't worked, and other people have just noticed his strong suits and tried to take advantage of it. So I would say, leaning towards, yeah, sure.
I think that's not the right question. Is Tom Holland actually a good actor? That's really the question. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's only quote unquote typecasted because I think there's a pretty evident limit on what I feel like he's great at and what I feel like it's like you know what I mean? So Marvel gave him a shot that blew him up to a level that I don't think if Marvel gave him that shot, he would have blown up to that level. So that's what I think. I don't necessarily think he's typecasted. I just think he's casted toward his limited, you know.
See, I disagree because I don't think we've had the chance to see him in another place
He did it.
because of
He
it.
did
Because
it.
he is still a young dude.
He is. He's also growing. But I'm just saying, like right now, Timothée Chalamet is definitely dog walking him right now. Easy if you're talking about.
Well, that's easy, bro.
But he did a show called Crowded Room, I think it's called, on Apple TV, and he played a dramatic character. It's like straight up story, like a psychological story. I just don't. I'm watching him and I'm like, I mean,
Well, the third question is, what movie show role should he do to get him out of that? And I think the real question is, what creative director can bring something out of him or be the one to show the world that it ain't it? You know?
I think he's on that journey. I think he's on that journey right now, though. I think he's on that journey right now because isn't he in a play right now?
Yeah, and the play has been receiving excellent reviews, and not just from fans and stands, but from serious like people, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's about growing his talent. He's had a few years away from Spider-Man right now where I think he'll be able to grow his craft. And so when I think about what show or movie maybe can get that out of him, I think of what director might be able to pull that out of him. And I think of Danae as someone who isn't even that crazy about Danae the way I know that you are, Ivy. I think that he has a way of pulling stuff out of people. More than a lot of other like directors. Like I would say Nolan, but I feel like Danae likes to go in and say, "Give me this." So maybe something from him, you know, or Scorsese, you know, as much as we go back and forth on Scorsese and his opinions about things, that could be something too. So
yeah, I hear what you're saying. Maybe then he is the one. I think for me, he needs a TV show. I don't think he needs a movie. I think he needs to we need to be given a episodic opportunity to see him show his abilities, and I think that would cook for him if they gave him a show where, you know, and I'm not talking about a TV show like The Crowded Room. I'm talking about a TV show like maybe like a more sitcom-y, long-standing show that exists for a decent amount of time, not like a one-off of 10 episodes. Like, give me like him signed on for a show for like 20, 24 episodes and let him really cook and put him around other people. Let him interact with them in a way that lets us show his ability to act. I think he also needs to be a light show. I don't necessarily think he's great at the heavy stuff. And that's okay. I think if you keep him in a light space where he can be playful, it's not as much of a typecast as much as it's like, you know, he can be energetic and emotional and connect with people. Like I think that's his niche more so. The things I love about Peter Parker is not just that he does flips and stuff. Like, I'm not even saying that. What we do like about Tom Holland in those movies is the way he's in relationship with the people around him. I want more of that. I need more of that. I don't necessarily think Timothée Chalamet wrestles in a lot of areas, but one place where I know that he shines is on his own. He's a beast on his own. He's nasty on the cam. Like, you watching him and you want to watch more of him, even if it's just him on the screen. I would watch a Timothée Chalamet movie if the whole movie was like just 25 minutes and it was just him monologuing. I'll still watch it. Because he's like that. He's just built like that. Tom Holland, I don't necessarily think he is, bro. I'm sorry. I know it sounds like I'm dog walking him right now, too. I'm not trying to, I'm just saying, sitcom.
you do often do. You do often do stuff.
I'm not impressed, bro. I'm really not. I wasn't impressed during the casting.
There's a difference between not being impressed and the way you dog walk.
I just think he's
to the point where it's like hate, like you be hating him.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm a hater. I'm a Tom Holland hater. Put me on record. I'll actually accept that. That's fine.
And then he wants to go in like Onward in his top 5, y'all. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, that movie goes. It does.
If you were able to make a Star Wars show, what would it be?
I think we've answered this one before. I definitely would make a Duel of the Fates for sure. Like, I would do like a after Last Jedi, continue down that dark path type flick for sure. Like, I would just not try to clean it up, but take it further, even further, F up the damages even more. 100%.
That's what if territory, bro.
But if I could actually make a show right now, it's hard, bro. The network is. I want an Ezra show. I want an Ezra show. I just want Ezra. Ahsoka, nah, Ezra. Just give me Ezra. That's it.
Okay.
Give me new characters. Let him interact with new folk. Let him interact with new homies. Ezra. Maybe it's just a 2-3 episode mini series of what he's doing on that planet when no one's there. Just him out there. 4 or 5 episodes. First episode, he gets there. He's traumatized. He's trying to figure out what to do because he just sacrificed. And he came in there high. I got it. No worries. But then he has like this moment of like, oh my God, I don't got it. There's worries. And then to see him build up to where he is when Ahsoka finds him in that episode, I think that'd be a cool show.
Heard it. I want to do my detective show. My Rey show, animated Rey television show that just is about building her lightsaber. I want that. My Jar Jar Binks 3 episodes of Tales of the whatever. Yeah, sure. But a Star Wars detective show, live action that, I know the Jedi were some of the detectives of the galaxy, but I want their own PI that has to go in, and sometimes he realizes it's in over his head, and maybe some Jedi show up, and he got a beef with them. I just, in-universe Star Wars stuff, I think that would just be a fun time to make. I think people would hate it, but a lot of Star Wars fans hate a lot of things, even when sometimes they just need to shut the hell up.
Facts. I take that even further, bro. What would be tough is if he's a detective and he's like a PI that can be hired like by any side, but at the same time has like Empire clearance. So like he on paper says that he sides with the Empire, but on the low, everyone knows he doesn't really side with the Empire. He more so.
So you're going into that age.
Yeah, like it would be sick to kind of have his allies be the Jedi on the low, but to the face of the Empire, like they think he works for him. And maybe he ends up in like a conflicting situation where the Empire is like, your allegiance needs to make it so that the decree on this case is this. But he knows, maybe he is force sensitive. Ooh, that would be kind of tough.
That could be your show, bro. That's your show. Who's an artist outside of your line of work or typical media diet who inspires you? Now, do you understand that question?
Yeah, like I can't pick an artist. A music artist?
Right. You can't pick that. You can't pick someone that's typical in the movie, TV realm. Lucky for me, I can pick a musical artist. King's Kaleidoscope. Their creativity just screams and makes me want to do that. Visually, everything. In every aspect, I'm like them.
This is hard. This is tough. I'm gonna pick an easy answer because I'm on cooking timing right now. I really rock with Gordon Ramsay, bro. High key. I think Gordon Ramsay is an absolute G. I think the way he has all his TV shows and his empire that he's made and the personality that he has and how he's able to be a mentor to so many through that is really cool. And so every time I watch one of his shows, I definitely leave inspired, especially the ones where you get to see a lot more of toward the end of these seasons, 1-to-1 mentoring where he teaches certain people certain things. I enjoy that a lot. So I definitely would say Gordon Ramsay would be my choice for right now in this moment.
And so those are all of the questions from our Q&A for here at Cuzzo-OP, the birthday special Q&A. Some ideas that people want to see from us here at Cuzzo-OP. Godzilla -1, maybe we hit a Godzilla kaiju. I'm doing one Godzilla movie every Sunday for this year. So I've been going through them. JJK.
Yeah, we're going to need that.
And Attack on Titan with the parentheses, Isaiah, get on that.
Yeah, we're gonna need an anime too, for sure. 102 getting into anime.
Then we have another one saying the Attack on Titan will always be my answer. It will never not be here. The Boys. I don't think Isaiah likes The Boys, so that's probably not going to happen.
If I have to do it, I'll do it though.
You might have to do it, bro.
Talk to me.
Because I did Invincible, so you might have to do The
fine.
Boys. The Bear season 3. You know that's coming.
It's absolutely coming, bro. I've only watched the first episode so far because when I watched the first episode, it left me in such a snooper. I said, yeah, let me turn this off. I can't watch nothing else. I just need to go back and watch it again, bro.
Yeah.
Such a good episode.
Someone said music. I've been trying to tell Isaiah maybe he needs a music podcast once a month. They don't need to be that serious.
Speaking of music, you want to show love for the birthday. I just dropped the EP today. It's called The Repentance. Just look up Isaiah Velez on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you listen to music. It'll be there. Take a listen.
Yeah. Serious drama television shows that y'all enjoy. That could be a good one. We've talked about ideas like that in the past, you know. Telltale games. Whenever Wolf Among Us 2 comes, that's going to happen. We just got to get there.
If you haven't noticed, that's our philosophy. We like to drop an episode in preparation for something that we're about to experience. That just proves the first question of this Q&A. It's like, it's more about that. It's more about we're going and diving into it so that my palate is refreshed right when I go into consuming what's new. That's why Cuzzo-OP goes. But what'd you say, Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
We could talk about that. Let's talk about that this fall, bro, because when we play this game, let's talk about that.
We'll do Call of Duty.
You'll see us in November. You'll see us in November.
TV show crossovers. That's a great idea.
Brilliant. I can already think of a.
We writing that down.
We
writing that down.
It's written down.
Yeah,
it's up.
We wrote that down. And House of the Dragon. And once again, Isaiah doesn't watch that universe, even though it's great TV. So.
Season 8 of
I'll find a way.
Game of Thrones.
We'll find out. And last but not least, actually not even last but not least, we got birthday messages for you. We got happy birthday twin from Abe, because today is also Abe's birthday.
My G.
Then we got happy birthday, my G. Be selfish and enjoy the day. From who wrote this one? Let's see. Brian McKenzie.
Oh, that's love. What's up, B-Mac? Love you, dude.
We got someone who just wrote their name as Test.
Yo, we still don't. I don't know who that is, bro. That's crazy.
They said happy birthday with a word that you've banned from Cuzzo-OP.
Oh yeah, we don't bring that word over here, but word. Appreciate that, my G.
Tyson, happy birthday, Ivy. Hope you're having an amazing day. Keep doing what you do.
That's love. I appreciate that, Tyson.
We got someone here who put your mother as their name. Yeah. Happy birthday, bitch.
Oof. Ow. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's crazy.
Thanks, Mom.
And that's not your mother, but that's somebody's mother.
I know.
I don't know. Thomas Schaefer. Love you, bro. I'm so excited for what you're working on.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
So,
you know that.
No other birthday messages from what we received. And then last, what has been your favorite Cuzzo-OP episode? You know, I just want to drop that for us to know. Getting into Star Wars or games, both episodes, and shout outs to Galaxy of Heroes. I'm the one who got Arrow into this bullshit. Shout out to Abe. I hate you.
You dragged him down with you, Abe.
Right. We got Guy Ritchie. So we got someone fan of the movies.
I'm glad you like that one. That's good to hear.
They like to hear that. May 4th from Test. Probably episode 50 from Tyson TV in 2023, because it was super interesting to hear both of your thoughts on some of the great TV received that year, like The Bear. Y'all also convinced me to watch The Beef, which I thoroughly enjoyed since listening to your episode, which is a W.
I like that.
I also really enjoyed the Avatar Last Airbender episode since I listened to it right after finishing the show for the first time.
That's good.
So
that's good.
That was great. Tyson kept me updated on his Avatar progress, and it was amazing to hear his thoughts and seeing him out as someone who watched it when it originally aired.
That's what we're here for, man.
Someone said the Oscars episode.
Hey. I kind of want that to be a tradition, right? If you like the Oscars episode, then you know we can always be like a companion at the other end of it, and you can tap in.
Right, and we gonna do Emmys too. And Star Wars Rebels, you know, that wasn't from this year, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's a legendary episode.
Facts,
so
it is. That's up there.
Yeah. So, well, that's it for this Q&A. Damn, who knows when we'll do another one, you know, and we don't putting these on the schedule crazy in advance anymore. So yeah, it's just a fun time. Great questions. We got to start making a list of all of our answers for these and just have them somewhere, because these are fun. These are fun.
I agree. We do. We should put like you get access to it by just clicking a link or something. We'll make that happen.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's it. Tap in next week. We got a TV show episode coming to you. And then the week after that, we got a movie episode coming to you.
You're not going to give them no previews of what we got next week? You don't want to talk about that
next week? Nah, we'll give them 2 weeks, bro. We got a special guest joining us to talk about Inside Out 2 2 weeks from now. And we got episode 77, which you already know what that is. So I guess next week you'll just have to let that be a surprise. It's a TV one, though.
A lot of previews from over here, actually. It's going to be a good time, and you know us. There's always content coming out. There's a lot of video games coming out in the back end of the summer, and in the fall, there are a lot of movies that are dropping still. There's some trailers that came out even just like this week that are movies I definitely want to be talking about, that are contenders, I think, for the Oscars next year. So just stay tapped in with us. I thank you so much for the birthday messages, and for anybody who took the time to fill out the Q&A form, even if you just answered one section of it. We do this for us. I'll be absolutely honest with you, selfishly, but we also do it in hopes that it does stoke up your love for entertainment culture and for movies and TV and video games, because we love those things and they're always great to talk about and have fun just chopping up conversation on. So if you have friends or people that you love that you want to share these conversations with, get their thoughts, they'd appreciate hearing two guys go back and forth about these topics. Send our link tree over to them. Send the link, please. We're on YouTube, always in the comments, talking with different people who reach out. Feel free to reach out via the Q&A on Spotify. Fun fact, I haven't mentioned this yet, but we do release the video version of these episodes on Spotify officially. So if you want to listen over there and you've been coming to YouTube just because you want to see the video, you can now do that on Spotify too. And we continue to keep on adding more and more diversification to what we do here at Cuzzo-OP, because every time you tap in with us, there's a couple of things you'll find. That's two cousins, one podcast, and endless entertainment. Be good.